All right, welcome to Zapier AI Agent number 2, which is I'll Be Back, your daily industry news agent. So this is the industry news agent that we talked about earlier in the course. You could also call it a research and briefing agent. And what it does is it looks up the news from the last 24 hours related to a particular search term, then summarizes it for that term into tweet-linked information, and then delivers it on Slack. And the flowchart looks like this, like on the screen. And the business value is that this can help brief teams on the latest goings-on in their industry. It saves them the time that they would manually need to go through popular industry news sites or their social media feeds to work things out. And there is so much news to publish today that things get missed, and this helps mitigate that. And if you think that this doesn't have business value, I challenge you to try it, because every single client that I've set this up for has absolutely loved it, because they're always up to date on what's going on in their industry, and they no longer miss things only to find out about them a month later. And compared to doing this manually, you're really talking about saving all your staff an hour a day to keep up to date on industry trends. And especially for research-heavy teams, you don't really need to hire someone to do this full-time for you anymore. You can have an AI agent do it instead. So how does this work? It basically runs on a daily schedule. So I would change the on-demand trigger here to a daily trigger, or a weekly trigger if you prefer it weekly. Search for a given term. It will summarize and categorize information into tweet-length summaries, and then it will deliver the insights through Slack, but it could also deliver it through email or anything else. So let's go through the instructions here. You've got the persona. You are a market intelligence analyst specialized in e-commerce and social commerce trends. You excel at finding relevant news, identifying key patterns, distilling complex info into actionable insights for busy execs. So obviously change that to your industry. Context: your company needs to set up a TikTok shop, change that to what you want to search for. And leadership requires daily briefings, so on and so forth. So what does it do? The instructions are to do a Google search, and there's actually nothing to configure there. For the latest news about TikTok shop in the last 24 hours, identify 3 to 5 most important. For each one, extract what happened, why it matters to our business, any immediate action required, create a bullet point summary, tweet-length summary, send it on a channel message to the designated Slack channel, hashtag market intelligence. And here is the format: bullet point summary. Here's the briefing with the story, why it matters, and the source linked, and the key takeaway from everything at the very end. The constraints: only include news from the last 24 hours, maximum 5 per bulletin, focus on business impact, not just news reporting. Story should be 200 characters or less. No speculation, only report confirmed information. So the Google search, there's nothing to configure. For the channel message, I have pretty much let the agent select everything. The only thing I've done is I've said don't auto expand links, because that just annoys me in Slack. All right, let's run this and see what happens. I will mention also that once you set this to a schedule, it will run on a server in the background. You don't actually need to come in and click retest agent every time. I'm just doing this to show you how the agent actually works behind the scenes here. You will normally never see this feed here on the right. Okay, let me hit approve, and we can go over to Slack to see what it looks like. Okay. So Slack, here we go. TikTok shop daily briefing. There's only 3 things, or 2 things rather. TikTok shop surge 120%, and the source is social media today. And actually the same news just reported different place. TikTok shop sees surge news activity. Okay, and then the key takeaway: it's rapidly expanding the US, strong sales growth, still adoption, live stream shopping is a key driver, platform faces challenges, and worsening consumer habits. Great, that works exactly like we want it to. Now, to deploy this for your business, you obviously swap out the industry and the search term. I would also edit the output format if that's what you want. And you can decide on the trigger, it's going to be daily or weekly, most likely. And, here we've said for each development, extract this and create a bullet point summary. Notice that we haven't included an AI step here. If you wanted something more specific, you could include the AI by Zapier step here for it to process that information and then deliver a very specific summary. Okay, that is pretty much it for this AI agent. You should just take this and grab the link in the downloadable resources lesson, clone it into your own Zapier setup, and then customize it for your specific use case. That is it. I will see you in the next lesson.